Hello again, it's April here and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a super chill, very casual Q&A video. I wanted to do a video for Monday, but we are right in the middle of packing. We're almost at the end of packing actually. We're moving on Monday, the day you're going to be watching this hopefully. And everything's packed up. All my art stuff is, the office is, even my lights, my tripod. You're basically just rested on a pile of boxes right now. So I wanted to do something super casual, so I asked on Instagram and YouTube if anyone had any questions about art or life or Etsy or anything like that, and I got heaps and heaps of questions, so thank you so much. I wasn't expecting that many, so we'll see if we can get through them all. I have plonked myself on the floor in the lounge right now. I've surrounded myself by plants for the aesthetics, and you will also see some bikes in the background and some laundry, so enjoy that. Okay, cool. Let's begin. Just to let you know, this is your first video. Hi, I'm April. I go by monkeymintaka online and I do art videos. I have a Etsy shop, I do YouTube, and I like drawing landscapes and animals and the plants and all that good stuff. So if you're after art videos, I have plenty on the channel and vlogs. And if you just want to find out some more stuff about me, I guess, grab a drink. I've got a lovely pint of water and maybe just put me on in the background while you're doing some drawing or cooking dinner or something. Okay, let's begin. So I have had a quick glance at all these questions, but I haven't formulated answers, so this is going to be completely on the fly. The first few questions are from Emma Carpenter. She left them on YouTube, and here we go. What would your dream project be? Starting it off with a super easy question there, Emma, thanks for that. Dream project, well, I always thought I'd want to be a children's book illustrator. I still think I'd like to get into that, but I think now my dream project would probably be just to work for myself full-time, making art. I'd really like to get more into the making art rather than making products and selling art, prints of art, things like that from my art, rather than formulating ideas to make products. But that's still obviously something I'm going to be doing in the future when I'm building my business. If we're going to go super long-term, I have been talking a lot with Martin over the last couple of years about a long-term goal of having an art bookshop slash coffee shop where I would have a room at the back to do like workshops and things, and it would be a place where artists and writers can go and have a nice piece of vegan carrot cake or a coffee and have a chat and peruse the books and everything, and then also have a little space at the back where I can teach, because I think I would like to get into teaching one day. I'm not sure, I've got to think about what to teach first. So yeah, that's a dream project, I guess. A couple. Emma also asks, have you and Martin worked on any art projects together? I don't think we have worked on any art projects. We have done a couple of designy bits together. When I was running, one of my running coaches was starting his own coaching business and asked if we could do a logo and a website and a t-shirt design, so we did that together. Not really an art project though. We also met at work where we worked on projects together, but that was like 3D stuff, so not art, not yet, no. And then Emma also asks, what future products would you like to create for your shop? So like I mentioned, I really want to get into more painting and creating prints and maybe even selling original art one day, but I don't think I'm at that level yet. I think I still need to keep working, and I need to go from the sketchbook to a canvas or wood or whatever people paint on. I don't know. As you can tell, I know a lot about this. I've done a lot of research, but I really enjoy watching I've been watching more artists lately rather than like studio vlogs and how they go from creating like a piece, selling it like on canvas and selling it and stuff. So that's something I would definitely like to do in the future. Also, I do want to get into enamel pins. I think that would be really fun, and I have really enjoyed watching other people make acrylic charms and earrings and things. I'm not really a big jewelry person, like I never really wear jewelry at all, but maybe acrylic charms or pins or keychains or something. I think that'd be really fun to design. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think to have a good think about my Etsy shop next year, because it's really fallen to like the wayside the last few months while I've been busy doing other stuff. So I want to do like a refresh of the Etsy and kind of maybe think about that next year. So I'll get back to you in January. Alright, now we're going to move on to Instagram. I have a lot from Instagram. This is from Carabest Crafts, and I'm sorry if I pronounce anyone's usernames wrong. Did you have a strategy in the beginning to balance work and life? So when I first started my business, I actually didn't start with a business. I started with learning how to draw. Again, that sounds really dumb. I used to draw, but I had gotten out of it, and in 2017 I wanted to learn to draw again. It was actually, I wanted to learn to draw to make graphic novels, which I had an idea for a graphic novel. It definitely didn't go in that direction, but I basically first started to learn to draw, and I was watching people on YouTube, and then I slowly started watching people do studio vlogs, and I didn't even realize you could like sell art. I didn't even, well, I knew you sell art, but I didn't realize people made stickers and pins and bookmarks and notebooks. I was like, there's a whole new world opened up for me. So when I first started, I didn't have any strategy at all. I basically just followed what other people did, and I learned a lot from watching other YouTubers and going on Etsy and looking at other people's Etsy shops. But to begin with, like, it was very small. I basically just opened the shop, I sold a few little bits, and I just added as I went. And as I've put more things on my plate, I've had to like try and manage it better. But in the beginning, it was basically just, let's just do this and see what happens and see if we like it, and go with the flow, which is pretty much how I am with most things in my life. I just kind of like see if I like just go with the flow. I just kind of hope for the best. Having a positive attitude, I think, helps when you're starting something new. So I'm not really sure if that helped, but that's what I did. This is from Bootleg Nerd, aka Martin. He asks, who's your favourite person and why is it me? My favourite person is Martin, because he's lovely and he pays half the bills. So there's that. The Artistic Newfie asks, how do you keep your plants alive? Asking for a friend. Well, tell your friend. I'm not the best at it, to be honest. I mean, these guys are still alive. This here, Beryl and her friends, they're very easy to keep alive, even though I did kill Boris by accident. But I think I've been lucky. I've chosen plants that are quite easy to keep alive. We do have some plants though, like Janet over here. If I can bring her into the frame, she has some brown patches on her leaves, little bits. She's not like the healthiest plant, and just kind of learning as I go. I think I do want to get a lot better at it. When we move, we have a nice sunny room where we can put all of the plants and keep them all together in the same place, and I think that'll be nice. And yeah, I'm just still learning. Like my snake plant was really suffering, and I just googled snake plants, what you should do with them, and I learned that I shouldn't keep them on the windowsill, so I moved him to the corner of my room, and he's doing a lot better now. So Google is your friend in this situation, and if not, get a cactus. Liz Reef Art asks, what made you decide to sell your art? So I think I went over it a little bit earlier. I basically didn't realize that you could sell your art. I mean, I know that sounds really dumb, but I never went on Etsy. I never knew anything about like the craft, even like craft markets or anything like that. Like, it was a whole new world for me, and I'm still learning things now. Like, people, when I learned about enamel pins, I was like, what is this? And then, you know, acrylic stuff's coming out now. When I first started doing clay, it was like completely new to me. Like, everything that I find that people are selling is like a new thing, that it just is more another possibility that you can do. So the reason why I decided to sell it is because I was really enjoying art. Like, I really loved it, and I really wanted to try and make it more of a business. Like, I wanted it to be a full-time job eventually in the future. So I thought the best way to do that is just get online and see if I can sell stuff, see if there's an audience for it, and to kind of grow my business like that. So that's what I did. I just took the leap and made some products and popped them on the internet. So the next few questions are from Mashiara Boss. I just call her Ammo though, it's a lot easier. So Ammo asks, would you ever design pins? I would love to design a pin, maybe just like 1 or 2 or 7. I don't really have any ideas for pins. I look at my art and I don't really see a pin design in them, but I have been told that a few of my pieces would make good pins, so I guess other people might be able to see it better than I can. The one problem is, and I may change this in the new year, is I have put on Patreon, as a reward for getting to 100 patrons, I would design my first ever enamel pin with them, but that may be a long time. Like, it could be another couple of years, so I'm thinking about changing that because I really want to create a pin maybe next year. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, enamel pins. Also, I would really love to get into wooden pins because I really love the look of them, and I think that'd be super cute and maybe more affordable, I'm not sure. And it also asks favorite papers. I didn't quite know what this means. Is it my favorite newspaper? I don't read newspapers. or my favorite art paper. I use sketchbooks, so I was trying to find the perfect sketchbook. I thought I would never find it, but I think I have found it. It's the Etcher Hot Press sketchbook, which was actually a gift from Ammo. So I think it's probably my favorite sketchbook because it can take so much abuse, and I really enjoy abuse in my sketchbooks. That's probably my favorite art paper right now. It's pretty awesome. 100% cotton, so that's good. Am I recording? Yes. Also asks, newspaper crosswords or skydiving? I mean, those are two completely opposite things. I would choose skydiving. I've actually been skydiving twice. Once when I was about 17 in South Africa. I was a present from my dad and his wife. It was me and my brother. We jumped out of a plane, pretty cool. And then I got skydiving for Martin for Christmas, I think 5 years ago. It was our first Christmas together, so I had to go big. And I also got me skydiving too, because I couldn't just go, like I couldn't just let him jump out of a plane by himself. So yeah, I've been twice and it was really fun. I've never completed or started a crossword puzzle because they're boring. Okay. Next up is Hannah Duchet. Hannah Duchet. She says, I just love watching you make art. Thank you. What do you enjoy most drawing? So at the moment I love drawing. I'm really stuck into doing two subjects mainly. One is landscapes and the other is birds. And funnily enough, have I drawn birds in landscapes yet? I don't think I have. Maybe I should merge them together for my next sketchbook spread. But yeah, I love drawing birds, and I don't know why. I think they're just easy, like more easy than, say for example, a giraffe. Like of all the animals, I think they're probably the easiest to kind of get right. So birds, they have lots of different shapes and sizes, and you can stylize them. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Stylize them a little bit more. And landscape, so basically nature. I love drawing nature. Luck Lily asks, did you go to art school? I didn't go to art school in the traditional sense, like I didn't go to an art school to learn how to art, but I did art adjacent, I would call it. So I drew a lot when I was younger. I really loved drawing, and I did in high school. I went to high school in New Zealand, and you could pick like your final subjects. You could pick a few. So I did painting, graphic design and illustration, all as like 3 subjects I did. So it was very art based. And then towards the end of the year, when you had to decide what you were going to do, me and my other friend Tessa, who was in the same class, we really wanted to be children's book illustrators. But I don't know if we talked ourselves out of it or if our tutor talked ourselves out of it. But somewhere along the way, we both got into our heads that we couldn't be children's book illustrators. It would be too hard, too much hard work. It would never happen. It was like winning the lottery. So we both actually ended up in a graphic design course in our town, and I hated it. I learned Illustrator and Photoshop, which was fine, but I hated making logos and websites and headers, and I just hated it. I hated graphic design. To this day, I don't really like it very much. So I did that, and then I went into 3D because I thought I wanted to get into 3D. I was really enjoying like all the 3D movies that were coming out and everything. It looked really fun. So I went into 3D, and then I got a career in 3D. I was doing that for like the last 10 years, apart from the last few years where I've gotten into motion graphic design. So I'd say all of that stuff is like art adjacent. I didn't learn. We did actually have art classes in a lot of my uni courses. So we had life drawing. We had to do like some drawing and stuff, but it wasn't really art. It was more kind of design. But no, I didn't go to art school. But yeah, I think I've done all right. All right, next question. The Frog Champion asks a lot of questions. They ask, is there a farmer's market near your new home? Fresh produce is the best produce. I don't know. There might be. I haven't had a look yet. I've just looked where the local supermarkets are, and Greggs, which if you're in the UK, it's basically a high street sausage roll emporium. I haven't looked for a farmer's market. I'm sure there are, but also fresh produce is good, but out of season, frozen is just as good because they freeze it when it's freshest. So yeah, I'm assuming you go to farmers markets for produce. Nope. Just supermarket, because we don't have any near here. Okay, how are you doing? The Frog Champion also asks. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor, and my right foot has become quite numb, with pins and needles. Apart from that, I'm doing well, thank you. Very excited to move at the weekend. I feel like this week has taken so long to get here, but it's almost here. It's almost the weekend, guys. We can do it. It's gonna be amazing and I can't wait. Okay. Plant Designs by Let asks, how did you get into motion graphics? What advice would you give to beginners? So motion graphics, I got into motion graphic design with my last job. I was hired as a 3D artist, but it was a very small company and we basically did everything. So we did, in my last job, we made primarily VR, I'm trying to remember what I did, VR experiences for businesses and big shows like CEX, which is like a big conference for new technology, emerging technology and stuff. So we did lots of stuff with that. So not only did I have to do 3D, but I also had to do a little bit of motion graphic design, because a lot of our VR experiences had HUDs. So they had like little bits moving and wiggling and like controls that you had to touch and stuff. So that's when I first got into motion graphic design. So it wasn't very long ago, maybe 4.5 years ago. And I loved it. The main reason I loved it is because it was different than 3D. When you do something for so long, it's not like, maybe you don't fall out of love with it, but it becomes a little bit like same. So it was like brand new to me. It was so much fun to learn. I loved doing it. And when I got made redundant from that job a couple of years after I started, and my next job, I looked for a motion graphic design job, because at that point I had like, I was probably like intermediate. I had done it for a couple of years, but not like much. So I looked for motion graphic design jobs primarily, and I got hired where I am now. And now I'm a full-time motion graphic designer. Also doing a bit of character animation right now, 2D animation, which is really nice. So that's how I got into it. And advice I have would probably be just to teach yourself, because obviously you can go to a school and learn it, but with a lot of these things, I think you should probably, it's almost like having a trial period, you know, like teaching yourself is like having a trial period, because I spent 2 years learning graphic design. I didn't like it. There's a lot of really cool online classes that you can take. I'll leave some links below, but there's a couple of really cool online schools. School of Motion is a really good one, and Motion School of Design. I always get them mixed up because they have completely the same names, but they're both really good. They have I think a couple of them have like free trials, or they have a YouTube channel that you can follow along, just learning bits and bobs. And there's also heaps and heaps of stuff on YouTube. So you obviously need the software. So the industry software is After Effects, which comes with the Adobe Creative Cloud. I don't know if you can get it separately, and it is quite expensive. So if it is something you're really serious about, maybe you'd want to get like a year subscription to Adobe and just, you know, spend a lot of time on it and see if you like it. I'll leave a podcast below by Ash Thorpe. He's got an amazing, he's a motion graphic designer. He's now a creative director, but when I was first starting to get into motion graphic designers, I would watch his, listen to his podcast, and he interviews a lot of artists, and it kind of immerses yourself in that world and the lingo and the jargon and everything. So yeah, just have fun with it. Little Lion Lie asks, I've noticed you have an interest in bird watching. Have you a fave or one you dislike? I have started bird watching. I started a few months ago. I haven't done it for about 2 or 3 weeks because we haven't been out at all. Literally, we haven't left the house. We've been on a few walks, but nothing crazy. So I do like bird watching. I'm not very good at it right now. Birds be small and they be in the trees, and it's very difficult to see them even when you have binoculars. But catching a glimpse of them is I find it very exciting, especially when you can ID them. I do not have a least favorite bird. I don't think I could ever pick I love all birds, they're lovely. But my favorite bird, I love pigeons because they have so much personality, and we really get a lot of jays here. I think it's the European jay, and I think they're really beautiful. They're actually part of the crow family, which I didn't realize. I just thought they were like a tropical bird, but they're not. And I don't know if they have lots of birds, lots of jays where we're moving to, so sometimes they come out here in the window and they just on the grass outside, so I like to watch them. But I like all the birds. Birds are lovely. Little Lion Lee also asks, have you tried Vegan's chocolate? It's a game changer. It's a game changer in the vegan chocolate universe. I have not even heard of that one, let alone tried it. My favorite vegan chocolate though is Nomo. I love Nomo. I think it's probably the most chocolatey vegan chocolate that there is. It's really good, but I'll keep an eye out for that chocolate that you mentioned. Olivia Jensen Art asks, how do you go about selecting color palettes? So super lazy with this. I think I've talked about this before in my videos. I would like to learn more about color and color palettes and how colors work and everything. It's a big subject. I don't know much about it. For colors, for me, I don't remember when I first, like what I was doing when I was first starting drawing, but when I got my acrylic wash set of paints, I used those a lot. And then what I did is I color picked from the acrylic wash website, and I color picked those colors into my Procreate color palette. So I actually use the same colors when I'm painting with my acrylic wash, and when I'm in Procreate I use the same colors. That's what I was doing for a long time, for maybe a couple of years, but recently I have been doing more landscapes, so I've been getting less away from like the brighter colors and more into muted colors. And I think right now landscape is really being like a influence in my color choices. So I don't really go about selecting them in any scientific way. It's kind of, I think the subject matter defines what the colors are going to be, if you get what I mean. But if you guys have any tips for picking colors, leave them down below, because I would like to learn more about that too. Alright, Andy asks your top 3 favorite movies. I mean, this is a hard one, but just from the top of my head, favorite movie of all time, Dirty Dancing. Please, it has to be. Second favorite movie is probably Die Hard 3, Die with a Vengeance. I love that film. And my third favorite film would probably be... My camera stopped. So my third favorite movie, probably Gremlins. I'm pretty old school, to be fair. Okay, let's move on. This is another one from Ammo. She popped back a couple of days later. Why do UK McDonald's have Christmas menu and we do not? She lives in South Africa, by the way. I don't know. I mean, I would write a letter to the CEO of McDonald's and ask them personally, but I don't have time. I didn't even know we had a Christmas menu, to be fair. I think that's a bit weird. What are they gonna do, just pop some cranberry sauce in the Big Mac? I don't know. You'd have to take that up with your McDonald's. I'm sorry, Ammo. Alright, Andy from Andiopolis, sorry, asks your favourite paintings, one by someone in the old days and one by you. Okay, so a painting I made? I don't know. One from the olden days. I think I would probably have to go with The Kiss. Is that like really cliche? It's like everyone's favourite painting, by Gustav Klimt. Mainly because it's the only one I can think about right now. And also because I love it. So that's a really good painting. I mean, I love so many artists, but I can't think, I mean, you put me on the spot, Andy. And then a favourite painting by me. The thing is, I do all my paintings in my sketchbooks. So I would probably say the last sketchbook I had, my Etcher sketchbook, which is on my very recent sketchbook tour that I did last week. A lot of the paintings in there was my favourite. So I can't pick up a favourite painting, but I think that sketchbook is my favourite sketchbook I've done so far, if that helps. Louise Blakely asks a very lovely question. How do you juggle work, your shop, streaming, exercise, a relationship and art so effortlessly? Louise, that's a lovely question, because it makes me seem like I have all my shit together, which I clearly don't. But the trick to juggling everything is I don't juggle everything. It may seem like that, but I don't, because like I was mentioning earlier, Etsy, since I can't do everything at once, no one can. When I started my Patreon, I thought it'd be a breeze. I can just fit Patreon into my life and I can just do it. I'm already doing so much, I can do a bit more. But no, that's not how it worked. I can do YouTube videos sometimes, didn't have time. My Etsy completely fell to the wayside. I haven't made an Etsy product for probably about 4 or 5 months. When obviously moving house right now, literally nothing, not even my 100-day project. I haven't been able to do that for the last 5 days. And exercise, I talk about exercise, I don't really do it much. I go for walks, but that's about it. Yeah, there is no trick, because I honestly don't do everything all at once. I do think there's 2 big factors though that helps me. Right now, working from home has been an amazing benefit for me for the last 1.5 years, because before I was getting up at like 6:30, I was going in an hour and a half early to avoid traffic. I was at work from 7:30 to 6, 5:30, 6 every night. I was spending almost 3 hours a day in traffic, and I was exhausted. So I think working from home has definitely been a help. And the other help is I have no other responsibilities apart from myself and keeping Martin alive. So yeah, that helps as well. But I guess if I had to have a tip, it would be picking one thing and doing it, and then picking another thing and doing that. So, and then just keep doing that every day. Does that help? Does that help at all? Art by Adia. Do you draw every day? Where do you get ideas and inspiration? Okay, I don't draw every day. I have been trying to. I've been doing really well for the last, I'd say 50 days, 46 days, roughly. When I started my 100-day project, I have been drawing every day since then. But for the last week I haven't been drawing at all because we've been packing, everything's up in the air, everything's a little bit crazy. Plus I am doing a project at work right now that is taking a lot of my time up. So I don't draw every day. I would like to. I don't know if you have to draw every day. I don't know if you need to. It's a nice thing to have, but I think just having a drawing habit, maybe like a few times a week. I think the most important thing is wanting to draw. Like, if like the last few days I've been so tired because we've been so busy, I haven't even wanted to draw. So at the end of the night, I also don't have my desk anymore, all of my stuff set up, so I'm not comfortable like just drawing on the couch. I just don't like it. I don't feel inspired or creative or anything. I have just been, in the hour free time that I have in the evening, I've just been playing Animal Crossing, and sometimes you just need breaks from art, you know. And where do I get my ideas and inspiration from? Well, the last few weeks I have been getting my ideas and inspiration from my daily life, which is what my 100-day project is. So I've been trying to draw things that I do every day. Now this has turned into kind of like, I take a photo of a walk that I went on and draw that, because it turns out I don't actually do much. But the idea of the project was to do small parts of my life, like the washing up or something, you know. I haven't done that, and I do want to get, when I get back into the 100-day project probably next week, I do want to start doing that again. Apart from that, I really love nature, birds, like I mentioned before. I also get inspiration from TV shows. I really love scenery, the landscapes or the set design in TV shows, and I even was inspired by a book the other day, by a scene from a book, and also other artists, of course. So that's, yeah, just pretty much the answer everyone says. Thin Ma Moody asks, when did you become vegan? It was about 3 years ago, because I had my veganiversary in November, on November 1st. So yeah, 3 years ago. And she also asked, what made you choose the vegan lifestyle? So a combination of different things. One was watching a lot of documentaries that all came out around the same time. So What the Health, Cowspiracy, Forks Over Knives, those were the three main ones that I could remember, and watching lots of things on YouTube kind of all came together to help. But the one thing I think that actually made me look into veganism was, at the time I was really watching a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of artists that I admire, and a few of them were vegan. The ones I can think of from the top of my head, Franard was a massive inspiration to me, and Holly Exley also at the time. And a few other people were, I think Baiban was vegetarian, but she ate a lot of vegan at the time. And they would talk about the food, they would show the food, they would talk about veganism. And at the time, I knew what veganism was. I knew a couple of vegans, didn't like them very much. So that kind of gave me the impression that all vegans were, you know. The more I heard about it, the more I wanted to look into it. So I looked into it, I watched a lot of documentaries, and then I tried it out. I actually tried it out for a month, hardcore vegan. And I had a lot of arguments with Martin about it over food and stuff, because I was getting like a little bit, you know, I just had all this information in my head that I just wanted to spew out everywhere. So I kind of failed the first time, and then the second time I did it, a few months later, I did it very gradually, went vegetarian first and then went vegan. So yeah, that's why and how I did it. But I don't regret it a single moment. I love being vegan. I just want to be a bit healthier, because right now I tend more on the junk food side rather than the whole food side. So hopefully that will change soon. And last question is another one from Martin, who asks, what's for dinner? So right now we are our cupboards are completely a mess. It was so much random stuff. We had a sausage roll for breakfast because we have so much stuff in the freezer to get rid of. For dinner, I think tonight we're probably going to have meatballs and pasta. So yes, with lots of peas and sweet corn, because we have an entire bag of peas and an entire bag of sweet corn in the freezer. So that's what's for dinner tonight, Martin. I hope that you're looking forward to it. And that's all for me. I think that's all the questions. So if I do get any more over the next few days, I'll probably leave those for the next vlog, which hopefully will be out in a couple of weeks. I don't think I'm not going to have anything out the week after next, because we're spending the entire week moving, and then the weekend after next weekend, the weekend after next we have to drive back down here and clean the flat. So yeah, probably not another video for a couple of weeks, but when we do come back we'll be in the new house. Hopefully I have a new little setup for the art studio. I'm really looking forward to doing a studio tour. Probably won't be for a few months though, because I got to get quite a lot. I want to get a lot of stuff set up nicely. So yeah, I hope that you will pop back in a couple of weeks and say hi over on Instagram if you ever want to chat. I like making friends. So that's all for me today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.